Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today we're doing a reading on what you need to know right now. What do you need to know? What does Spirit want to tell you? So I have 3 readings for you, 3 cards. I'm going to show you each card, see which one resonates, see which one calls to you for whatever reason. Doesn't matter. The first card, group 1, is card number 11, and it's Butterfly Spirit. Butterfly Spirit. In the bottom of here it says, transformation is beautiful. Okay. Group 2, your card is number 37, Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit, Lion Spirit. In group 3, your card is card number 39, and it's Moth Spirit. And it says, surrender now, Moth Spirit. All right, all you have to do now is just go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the video you want to watch, and it'll take you straight there. Okay, thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. All right, today we're going to take a look at what you need to know right now. So it might be in any area of your life. We'll only know once we get into it. So your initial card is card number 11, and it's Butterfly Spirit. Transformation is beautiful. All right, give me just a sec. I just want to connect with this card and see what messages come through for you as we get started, okay? So hold on one second. The first thing I'm hearing is that you do believe that transformation is possible, and you know that you've been going through a transformation as of lately. So this isn't news to you. You do have an understanding that that when a person goes through a transformation, it can be challenging, it can be difficult, it can be hard, it can be messy, but it can also be beautiful. And it usually is beautiful. And I'm getting that you there's a part of you that knows this. You know, this isn't new news for you. But they're telling me there's something you don't know. So hold on one sec. They're telling me what you don't know is that beauty through transformation and through other areas of our existence, they're saying beauty is in everything. Beauty is in everything, even the parts of our lives or the parts of ourselves that are not, we don't think are quite so beautiful. And they're saying that's something you're not seeing. You're still looking at things as good, bad, beautiful, ugly, messy, wonderful, right? Happy, sad. But it's not. And that's what they're telling me. It's not. There is beauty in everything, even the really, really ugly parts. And they want you to remember that as we get into the reading. I'm sure there'll be more references to that in some way. I don't know. But we'll leave that there and let's get some tarot cards down for you and see what else you need to know right now. And they're saying to me that you are beautiful. And there's a part of you, even with all the transformations you've gone through, even with all the work you have done on yourself and with yourself, there's still a part of you that doesn't see all the beauty in you. You focus on the parts that you deem as ugly or not good enough, not beautiful enough in some way. Could be physically, could be, you know, in your personality, in who you are or how you are. But they're saying we want you to know that there's beauty in everything, even in those things that you deem not worthy, not good enough. It may not be where you want to be on some level. You're still working on yourself. But embrace where you are right now anyway. It doesn't mean you have to settle, because we're meant to evolve and change and transform. But they're saying embrace where you are right now, because it is beautiful. even the parts you really, really dislike, right? And we all have them. Really a nice message. So thank you for that. You're sending it to you, but you know I receive it as well. Okay. Your first card is the Magician reversed. The Sun reversed. Strength reversed. Interesting. And the Page of Pentacles reversed. So 3 major arcana. Yes, they're reversed, and we'll get into the nuances of what that means for you. But just having these 3 amazing, amazing major arcana cards kind of lighting up your reading says that this is an important time for you. It is transformational, but in more ways than you are conscious of. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Okay, so give me just a sec. I just want to see if they want to say anything about these cards in general, and then we'll go through card by card for you, okay? So hold on one sec. The first thing they're saying is for you to be at peace in the moment. And they're saying this may be hard for you. And they're telling me that. This may be hard for you to be at peace in the moment. You're wanting this, you're wanting that. You're looking to the future and trying to decide maybe what direction to go, what to take on, what to let go of, where to be, how to be, who to be with. You're looking to the past for information so that you can make decisions and judgments about the future. But they're showing me they want you to sort of sweep all of that away and just sit and be present in the moment. Because right now is everything. And it's a beautiful moment right now. So spending time worrying or wondering about the future really steals some of the beauty of the moment. And you can't get that back. Okay? And I know we've all heard it before, be in the moment, be in the moment, but they're really stressing this because you need to see that the future will unfold one way or another. You don't have to make as many decisions as you think you have to make. That's what they're telling me. You don't have to make as many decisions as you think you have to make, because many of the things you think you need to work out, figure out, decide, they will resolve on their own if you just let things be. Allow things to come to you. Allow things to happen. And that doesn't mean be so passive in your life that you are not an active participant, because you do need to be an active participant in your life. But there's a difference between actively participating and trying to force the future. And force is probably a very strong word, because I don't get that you're trying to force things, but you are trying to coerce them a little bit by deciding, by trying to decide on certain things in the future that don't actually need to be decided. Not right now. Okay? Unless it's imminently, right in front of you, unless you are faced with an imminent decision, the future is so wide open that the best thing you can do is enjoy the moment and let the future bring the answers to you. Okay? All right. Well, that's what they wanted to give to you, but let's jump into the cards and see what else you need to know. So your first card is the Magician reversed. Saying you have the power in you to create, to manifest, to bring about a future that you're dreaming of, imagining. But you're giving some of your power away by worrying that if you don't do X, Y, Z, if you don't make the right decisions, if you don't make the right choices, if you don't kind of coerce or force things in a certain direction, that they won't unfold the way you want them to. And you're worried that if you don't play your part now, the future won't be the way you want it to be. And that's giving your power away. That's what they're telling me. You can manifest, you can create, and you do create your own future by dreaming of what you want, imagining that what you want for the future, how you want to feel, how you want to live, is already here now. But you don't create or manifest by making decisions. Let some of those decisions, the answers, the resolutions come to you. Because you're trying so hard that it's diluting your own power to manifest. Okay. They're saying decisions are a human construct, which is interesting. I've never heard that. Decisions are a human construct. And we make decisions so far in advance, or try to make decisions so far in advance of when those things are a reality. Because we're trying to force our future into a certain box so that it looks a certain way. But if you only knew that the future is going to unfold the way it's meant to anyway, right? You can imagine and manifest and create through your own energetic field, through your own energetic desires and creative spirit. That's how you create the life you want, not by forcing the future into a box. Because you don't necessarily know what ramifications come from that box. That's what they're giving me. Interesting. All right. So your next card is the Sun reverse. This is also stealing your joy, you're telling me. It's stealing your energy. It's stealing your light. It's stealing your joy. Because your energy, you're giving me, help me understand how to, they're showing it to me like a flashlight or a spotlight that should be on you, right? The light should be on you. It should be on this moment in time. But instead it's you're reflecting the light away from you and into the future, away from the moment and into the future, shining the light on an unknown future while you sit in the present in the dark. When you should be enjoying the light, you know? They're saying it's a bit like sitting indoors on a beautiful sunny day. As much as you try to project and reflect the sunlight to a future day, you can't, right? You can't. If the sun is out today, it's out today. If it's out right now, it's out right now. You don't know what it's going to look like a month from now or a year from now. You know, a year to the day could be a sunny day, could be a rainy day. You don't know because you can't save the sunshine. All you can do is get out and enjoy it. You know, embrace it, dance in it, love it. All right, so then we have Strength reverse. Okay, they're saying compassion is a big part of who you are. It's a big part of who you are with others. You're very understanding, you're very kind, you're very compassionate, you have this caring spirit about you when it comes to everyone except yourself. You're very hard on yourself. You're very hard on yourself. And it's because, going back to what they were saying at the beginning, you don't see the beauty in everything. The beauty in the wrinkles, the beauty in the cellulite, the beauty in I don't know, a balding head, for you men. I don't know what men think is not good or great about themselves. So, um, but whatever it is, it's like you pick on yourself and you demean yourself. And I gave some physical examples, but they're showing me it's not just physical. If you say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing or make the wrong decision or don't know enough about something, you really beat yourself up about that. You beat yourself up for not being perfect. But when is anyone perfect? When is anyone meant to be perfect? You're not meant to be perfect. You're meant to appreciate the beauty in every single piece of you, as you would do for someone that you loved unconditionally, a child, a close relative that you love, maybe a parent or a sibling, a best friend, your dog, right? We love them unconditionally, but we can't do the same for ourselves. And they're telling me that is something you're struggling with right now. To see the beauty in yourself, where you deem to be unbeautiful, unworthy. And they're really wanting you to turn this around and become that same compassionate, loving, caring, kind person that you are with others, and do the same for yourself. Okay? I know it's easy said, difficult to do, as I'm hearing these things. And the information comes to me, right? I hear it, I receive it, and I give it to you. It's not coming from me. So even as I'm saying these things, I'm hearing it, and I know it sounds right. But I also know it's not as easy to incorporate into our lives. But you can try, right? All right, so your next card is the Page of Pentacles reversed. Just want to hear what they want to say about this. Hold on one sec. They're talking about choices, paths we take. They're saying there is no wrong choice. There is no wrong path. You are where you are meant to be, where you are meant to go. And there are only so many things in our lives that are meant to happen for us. But the things that are meant for us will be there, and we will get there, and you will find those things, those people, the places that are meant for you. How you get there, it's just the journey. It's just the journey. But when you worry about making the wrong decision, and a lot of this has been about, they've talked about making decisions in the future and how that steals from you. When you project your energy too far into the future. The decisions, and I know this may be really hard to accept, but the decisions are irrelevant. That's what they're telling me. The decisions are irrelevant. You will get where you need to go. Enjoy the journey. Whatever path you end up taking, wherever it leads you, the destination will be meant for you. The journey is just different scenery. It's just different scenery. Try not to worry so much. Try not to worry so much. You'll be happier for it. That's what they're telling me. You will be happier for it. All right, group one. I know that was a very deep reading, but hopefully it meant something to you. If you're going through some transformation, I'm sure it probably did. I hope it did anyway. If it did, if it resonated, please give the video a thumbs up or drop me a comment. Subscribe if you feel called to do that. When you engage with the video or my channel, it lets me know that our energies are connecting. It will also help future readings resonate with you more. I have found that. So thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group two. All right, today we're going to take a look at what you need to know right now. This could be in any part of your life. I don't know. We'll find out when we get into the cards, right? So your initial card is card number 37, Lion Spirit, and it says, be generous of spirit. Give me just a sec. I just want to connect with the card and See if there are any initial messages for you before we get down to the tarot. Hold on one sec, y'all. They're telling me that there's something about the future that you can't see. I would venture to say there's everything about the future you can't see, but they're saying there's something you can't see. There's something that is being hidden from your view at the moment. Not because you shouldn't know or wouldn't like it if you found out. That's not why. It's a lesson, it's a message of trust. Trusting that things will work out in your favor no matter what. That things will go the right way. Possibly the way you're hoping, possibly not. But there's a message here about trusting in the future and having the courage to face it without fear, without the fear of the unknown. Because the unknown can be the scariest thing. Because our mind goes to places where we imagine the worst. But what you imagine doesn't usually happen, does it? And they're saying what's not being shown to you, what you're not seeing about the future. And this could be in any number of situations for you. It'll probably be a different situation for everybody watching. It isn't that it's good or bad. It has nothing to do with that. Or whether you will like it or not like it. It has nothing to do with it. It's a bit of a lesson in trust and faith and having the courage to look forward, not backwards, but to look forward toward the future with a brave heart, knowing, trusting that it'll be all right. And that doesn't mean gritting your teeth and, white knuckle, okay, I'm going to face the future. It means releasing, letting go, actually. And just knowing it'll be fine. Whatever happens, it'll be fine. It will be. When you get there, you'll find out, well, yeah, this is what it is. You don't need to know right now. Interesting. But they're saying have the courage to do that. Have the courage to try. Okay? All right, let's get some tarot down. See what else you need to know. All right. Your first card is the Nine of Cups reversed. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. And the Five of Cups reversed. Okay. All right. Give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in and I'm going to listen for any initial messages they might have for you about these cards. And then we'll go through one at a time. Okay. So bear with me one sec, y'all, while I listen. They're saying to be courageous, to have courage is a form of trust. And they really did get into that here with the lion spirit. It's a form of trust. So even if you think of yourself as someone who is very trusting, in other words, you trust the universe, you trust God or source or whatever you look to or speak to, you do have a sense of trust, they're telling me. And you see yourself as someone who has learned to trust in certain circumstances. You've proven that to yourself, not to anyone else. It's always proving it to yourself. You know, your guides, your team, they're here to help you, but you have nothing to prove to them. It's proving it to you, right? Because that helps you. That helps you and your spirit evolve. But they're saying there's still too many circumstances where you think you can't trust. Because if you allow whatever to happen, you might not like it. and so certain details are not being revealed to you right now. And you may have found that. Maybe you're watching different videos on YouTube or talking to different readers or whatever it may be for you. And you may find that there's something in your life that you still can't get a definitive answer on it, right? There's a reason for that. You're not meant to know right now. And it doesn't mean that you can't know, because it will devastate you. And I know for me, when I think I can't know something, it must be bad, right? But they're saying, no, that's not what it is. It might turn out to be something even better than you're hoping. Might not. You have to trust. Have the courage to let it be what it's meant to be. And that's when you'll find out for yourself whether or not you really have learned to trust. Because it's easy to trust in things that we know. You know, trust that a situation that's in your life right now will get better, right? Well, you know what you're dealing with, and you're just trusting that it will get better. But if you're looking at something in the future and you have no idea how it's going to unfold, no idea what's going to happen, that's when things get scary. That's when we start to fear the worst. That's when we start to worry and doubt. And that's when our trust needs to come in full strength, right? That's when our courage needs to be the strongest. All right. Wonderful message. Okay. So thank you for that. All right, let's jump into the card. Your first card is the Nine of Cups reversed. They're saying you're as worried about something not turning out the way you're hoping. It's like you're worried about you're I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this out. You're as worried about the future as you are hopeful. Whatever it is you're hoping for, whatever result you're hoping for, there is as much energy there going toward that hope as there is energy going out there towards the I hope this isn't what happens. So whatever you're fearing will happen is getting as much energy from you as what you're hoping will happen. The good news is you're not putting all of your energy in the fear. It's really, really good news, and that's progress. So congratulate yourself on that. The challenging news, the news you need to take and consider, is that there's any worry, that there's any energy going towards what you don't want. If you have to focus on the future at all, focus on what you want to happen and allow things to unfold in whatever way they do. You know, without expectation. You can have hope without expectation, meaning you hope that, just throwing out, just a bizarre example, you hope that you win the lottery so you can solve all of your financial problems. You don't expect to win the lottery, but you do trust the universe to provide for you what you need. See how that works? No expectation of exactly how it'll work out, although you could hope for a certain lottery winning ticket. But the trust comes in and saying, well, even if I don't win the lottery, I trust that I will still be taken care of and that I won't go without, and I'll have everything I need. And that's what you're being encouraged to focus on. Okay? Not on the financial worries, the bills piling up, the rent that's due, whatever it may be. Take your energy away from that. And if you have to put your energy into the future, put it on a positive future, on a positive outcome. There's no point in putting your energy into muddy waters. Okay? All right, so your next card is the Queen of Pentacles. One sec. Okay, the first thing they're saying is to believe in you, believe in your own abundance, your own fertility, for lack of a better word, other than abundance, meaning you can have what you want. It just may not come in the form you're anticipating, or you're wanting, or you're expecting. In other words, just to go back to the previous example, you can be taken care of financially and then some. Have all the money you need and then some to live the life that you really want. It just may not happen the way you think it needs to happen. Like, well, it can only happen if I win the lottery. It's the only way I'm ever going to make enough money. Well, if that's the way you think, then you're putting all of your energy in winning the lottery, and that may or may not happen, right? Odds are against it. But you can have everything you want if you stay open to other solutions. And just believe. So then we have the Knight of Cups. Hold on one second. You're telling me something. Oh, they're giving me a message about being sure about what you want. Really, being sure about what you want, or as sure as you can be. When we get too detailed in the specifics of, checklists, for example, you're wanting to attract love into your life, and we have this checklist of, well, he or she needs to have all of these qualities. That's what I want. That's what I need. That's what I'm going to manifest. Well, you're really limiting the universe, aren't you? Right? Because your perfect person, the one that will actually fit your needs, may not check all of those boxes. And so you're essentially telling the universe, I'm in control. I want this checklist more than I want to be happy. Because you may find that the perfect person isn't the astrology sign you think, isn't the height you were hoping for, doesn't have the job that you think they need to have, whatever it may be. But they're perfect for you. And they make you happy. You make each other happy. And you bring each other up. You help each other level up and be better people together. So be sure about what you want. Have that conversation with yourself and with the universe, with source. Write it down if you want to, but really, try to be certain about that. And that doesn't mean be as detailed as you can be, because again, sometimes the details can trip us up. How do you want to feel? In a bigger picture, what do you want it to look like? Only you can decide. There's just this reminder here of be careful of random wishes. Because you might get what you're wishing for, and it may not be what you actually want at all. And if you'd have given it some thought and some true consideration, you would have known that. You would have figured it out the easy way instead of the hard way. What's meant for you will still find its way to you, but sometimes, we have to stumble through something we thought we wanted first. All right. So then your final card here is the Five of Cups reversed. And they're bringing through another message of focusing on what you have right now in the moment. Where you would like to see your life or a situation progress to is fine. But leave what didn't work out, what might not work out, what could go wrong. Leave all of that. Like, leave it in the trash bin. Leave it in the trash bin. There's no place for that in your future. All these worries and concerns and doubts and fears. It just muddies the water. It makes it harder to see, the beautiful castle and the beautiful river and the beautiful forest and all this gold in the background. It makes it harder to see all of that when you muddy up the waters with the wants and the don't wants all together in one big old mess. And it does really come back to their original message of have the courage to look at the unknown future or an unknown situation that is out there in the future. Trust that it'll be okay, no matter what, and have the courage to face it with a knowing spirit, with a knowingness that you'll be fine. And just allow. And you will find out it actually turns out okay, maybe even better than you've ever imagined. But you won't know if you try to fight it too much, because you may end up again getting something on your checklist rather than getting what you really, really want. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it resonated. It's a little bit of I know that's a kind of a heavy, deep sort of reading. The first one was too, so maybe that's just where Spirit's taking us today. But I hope it meant something to you and resonated. If it did, please give the video a thumbs up or drop a comment, whatever you feel called to do. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. When you interact with the video or my channel, it helps me know that our energies are connecting and that I'm doing something that is worthwhile to you. And it also helps future readings to resonate with you more as well, which I have found over time to be true. So thank you so much for being here, and y'all have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we're taking a look at what you need to know. This could be in any area of your life. I don't know. We'll find out when we get into the cards. But your initial card here is card number 39, and it's Moth Spirit. Moth Spirit, and it says surrender now. Give me just 1 sec. I just want to connect with the card and see what initial messages come through for you. So hold on 1 sec while I listen and feel. Oh, okay. The first thing they're telling me, or they're wanting to acknowledge, is how beautiful a moth can be. And this one certainly is, but there's so many beautiful, beautiful moths out there. A moth can be so, so beautiful, but they're telling me there is a darker side. What is the darker side? Oh, their lives are over in a blink. It's like all of this beauty and poof, they're gone in a blink. It's so fleeting, they said, the life of a moth. What does that mean for group 3? We're talking about, hold on, I just want to make sure I'm understanding it right. We're talking about your beliefs and your belief system, and I don't mean religion or faith in that sense. But they're giving me what you believe about life. They're saying the reality is life is over in a blink. In a flash, it's over for all, for all of us. It may seem like our lives are much, much longer, and they are compared to a moth, but compared to an oak tree, our lives are nothing. You know what I mean? A flash. They're saying, but what matters is how you live your life, given whatever you're given. You make of your life what you make of it, despite what's given to you. Oh, okay. They're giving me as an example. Hold on. I just want to, okay. They're saying, okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm getting like snatches of their conversation. So what I often hear and what they're giving to me is the belief that some people are better off than other people. Some people's lives are much easier than other people's lives. And that may be a belief that you have, that you carry around with you. So you look at someone perhaps, homeless on the street, and you think, oh, I'm so glad that isn't me. Or you look at a celebrity and their rich, expensive lives, and you think, why couldn't that be me? Their life is so much better. But they're saying in reality, all of our lives are the same on some level. It's only how we react to what we have that makes the difference. Whether we learn from the difficult times, whether we enjoy the beautiful times, what we get from our lives, that's what matters. Given a chance, you put a room full of people take a group of people in a room and have everybody throw their lives in a bowl. Would you pick your own life or would you pick someone else's? Knowing you don't just get to pick the good parts. You don't just get to pick the wealth and the riches, the job that somebody else has, the partner that this person has. You have to take the good with the bad. You have to take all of it or none of it. And most people would look all around them, and despite the situation they're in, they would choose their own life again. They would choose their own problems. They would choose their own good things. They would choose their own life. And they're saying that's where you sort of need to start from, is remembering that your life is yours and you get to live it. Not you have to, not that you're stuck with this lot in life, but you get to, as if you had chosen it, as if you had the choice to pick anything, knowing you have to pick lock, stock, and barrel, all of it or none of it. Treat your life like you chose it, like you decided this is the life I want, not someone else's. So when you look at someone else, rather than comparing what they have to what you have, just be happy with what you have. Be grateful for what you have. A beautiful, beautiful moth doesn't fly past a butterfly and go, oh, I wish I lived as long as you, or was as beautiful as you. They just own their own beauty and live their own life as short as it is. And you're being asked now to do the same. Live your own life, live your own beauty, enjoy what is yours as if you had picked it out of a bowl on purpose, because that's what you wanted. Because nothing else would be as good. Again, knowing you'd have to pick all or nothing. It's easy to say, I would love their life if you only focus on the really wonderful parts. But it doesn't work that way, right? Okay. Well, I will leave that there. Hopefully that means something to you and kind of gets you thinking a little bit. That's certainly meant something to me. So, I love doing these readings for y'all, but in readings like this, I often, these messages don't come from me, they just come through me. And I'm often as surprised and intrigued by what is said as anybody else. And a lot of it I'm able to take and incorporate in my own life as well. So I'm grateful for that. Okay. Your first card is the Chariot reversed. The Page of Wands reversed. the Six of Cups, and one more. And the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you about these tarot cards, and then we'll go through one by one and see what you need to know. Okay, so bear with me one sec, y'all. They're saying, again, that what you believe determines the life that you end up living. It affects your point of view. It may not change your circumstances, what you believe, and it probably won't, but will change how you see the circumstances, which is interesting. Let me see what else they want to say. They're saying you're going to get exactly where you're meant to go in this lifetime. Nothing short of it, nothing beyond it. You're going to get where you are meant to go. That doesn't mean that our entire lives are scripted out, because they're not. We have free will. We get to make choices. We get to make decisions. We can choose to go down this path rather than this path. But ultimately, all the paths will lead to the same place, one way or another. But what you believe determines whether or not you enjoy the ride, enjoy the journey, or if you're just miserable. And they're really encouraging you to release that, to surrender that. The belief that someone else's life is better than yours, is easier than yours, is in some way more blessed than yours. It's not. It's just different. And yours is exactly right. You might not like all the things that are going on in your life. There might be things that you really, really, really dislike, or things that have happened in the past that you really disliked at the time. But you can't change that. You can't change the past. What's coming in the future, some of it will arrive despite what you do. Some of it has to do with the path you follow. But the only thing you really, truly have control over is how you look at it all, how you view it, how you perceive it. Okay? All right, so your first card is the Chariot reversed. Hold on one sec. I just want to hear what they want to say about this. They're saying it's hard to go very far when you think your life is miserable, when you're stuck in victim mode. And I'm not saying that you are, but you may recognize that there have been times in your life, if it's not now, when you have felt like the entire world was against you. And especially when looking in the past, you can hopefully see it with some new perspective now. But what they're giving me is that when you are in that mindset, that victim mindset, it's a bit like being stuck in the mud. Because it's hard for you to go forward. You can continue sort of spinning your wheels in the mud, for a long, long time before you move on. If you allow yourself to identify with whatever terrible, awful thing happened in your life. Maybe you have had some tragedy or some hardship, some really, really difficult things have happened to you. But you stay stuck in that energy when you start to identify with it. When that becomes your story, when that becomes what your life is about, rather than it just being something you went through and learned from and experienced. Your next card is the Page of Wands reversed. One sec. Spirit's saying that they want you to be excited. Excited right now, no matter what's going on in your life, what you're dealing with, what you're facing, what you're experiencing. Try to be excited for it. And I know, listen, don't shoot the messenger, because I know that's easy to say, very difficult to do at certain points in our lives. When things are really, you're in a toxic relationship or a terrible job, or maybe you're not working, that, there are times in our lives that are hard to get excited about. Spirit's saying, be excited that you're here to learn from it, to experience it, to feel your way through it and get to the other side of it. Because you will get to the other side of it, and there will be better days ahead, no matter what. But if you kind of stick your head in the sand, that's what they're giving me. If you stick your head in the sand and you dig your feet into the mud, you'll always feel a bit stuck, no matter what's changing around you. And you don't want that. You don't want that. So just encouraging you, listen, you don't have to love what you're going through right now. But you can still, hopefully, Spirit's encouraging you anyway, try to let go of the details, let go of the hardship of whatever you're experiencing that you don't like, and just be grateful that you're here at all, that you get to experience this thing. And again, I know how easy it is for me to say it. Again, it's not coming from me, but not easy to do. But I'm just they're nudging me to give you an example. So I'm going to give you an actual example from my life. About a year ago, I started going blind. By last fall, I was completely blind in one eye, probably about 50% blind in the other. And meantime, I lived nomadically. I moved from city to city, country to country, currently in Ireland. Just living in apartments, Airbnbs along the way. But I'm traveling in countries where I don't speak the language, where I don't know the customs, I don't know the rail system or the public transport system. And I'm having to rely on these things to get around while not being able to see, while not being able to climb down a set of stairs without touching each stair with the back of my foot before I take each step, or I fall. And I did fall a bunch. Having to tap my foot on the curb to know if there is a curb or not before I step into the street. A friend of mine at the time was saying to me, gosh, you're so brave. I don't know how you're doing what you're doing. I do it alone. I travel alone. But truthfully, honestly, I was sort of in awe of the whole experience. I've since had surgery. I had surgery in January, and they were able to reverse all of that. My eyesight is better than ever. So it feels a bit like a miracle. I'm like extra grateful now. But the truth is, even at the time, 90% of the time, I was not in a woe is me attitude. It just wasn't. I can't explain why. There's this trust that comes over you when you allow it, that tells you you're going to be fine. You're taken care of. Things will get better. But right now, just try to remember what this feels like. So that when you see somebody struggling to see, when you see somebody who can't read the signs in the airport or the train station, or is struggling to get up or down a set of stairs, that you have a little more compassion for them and you help them. Because that's how we all get through it, right? We help each other. We help each other. And if you have no compassion for your fellow man, you're not likely to help them. And some of the things we go through, sometimes, the whole experience is about teaching us to be more compassionate toward others. There's other lessons, there's other things. But whatever you're going through, no matter how hard it is or how difficult it is, try to see it from a different perspective. Just try. Give it your best shot. All right, moving on from that. Your next card is the Six of Cups. One second. The Spirit's saying also to be grateful for all the things that you went through in the past. Even the hard things, or especially the hard things, the difficult things, the challenging times. Because they weren't for nothing. It wasn't to punish you. It wasn't to cause you harm or to make you pay for your sins or no. It was to teach you compassion. It was to help you learn how to trust. It was, I don't know the reason, right? You might know the reason, you might not. But if you look into the past and you curse the past, if you say, I wish that had never happened, it means you also wish you didn't learn a lesson from it. And that's the whole reason why we're here, y'all, is to learn how to be better people. So don't curse your past, bless your past, no matter what, all of it. No matter how horrible some of the situations may have been, be grateful that you made it through and that you have a chance at a new day, at a new tomorrow. Okay. All right, last but not least, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, they're going a little bit back to the story of, you know, everybody putting their whole lives in a bowl, and what would you pick? Spirit saying, it, you know, life is a bit like that, where you have this bush, like on the Seven of Pentacles, with all these blossoms or fruit that have come to fruition based on the seeds that we planted. And as we're watching them grow and blossom, just like as we're watching our lives unfold, you may be looking at some of it and going, yeah, well, I know I planted mangoes, but I don't like mangoes. I don't want to eat that. I'm tired of mangoes. Or I planted roses, but God, I'm tired of roses. They stink. Just an example, y'all, I love roses. Spirit's saying you can always make new choices in your life. You're tired of mangoes? Dig up that mango tree and put something new in. Rather than just curse the mangoes and be mad that you have mangoes in your life, and refuse to eat them and just let them rot on the ground. Give the mangoes away. Dig up that mango tree. Plant something new. I know that's a big analogy, but that's what they're giving me. In other words, if there's something you really, really dislike in your life, if there's nothing you can do about it, accept it, surrender, and be grateful for what you're getting from it, whatever you're learning from it. If you can do something about it, then do. But to just complain, to just bemoan a situation is to be stuck in the mud. And what's the point of that? Change what you can, release what you can't, and move on. That's it. All right, group 3. I know that was a very heavy, kind of deep message. All 3 of them were, to be perfectly honest. So that's just where the energy was today. So hopefully it helped you. Hopefully it gave you a little bit of insight, gave you something to think about, maybe. If it resonated, if it helped you in any way, please give the video a thumbs up or drop me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Whenever you interact with my channel or the videos, it helps me know that our energies are connecting and that you think what I'm doing is valuable in some way. And it also will help future readings to resonate more with you, which I have found, you know, the more you interact, the more the energies kind of combine and mesh with each other, mine and yours. All right, so thank you so much, y'all, for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.